Homesteading a dime at a time. I'm Greg. Bernie's there behind the camera. Today we're going to do a 1-year review on our Kioti 3510. Sorry, I'm on uneven ground here. We've had this tractor for a year. We used it all last spring, all summer, all winter, and this spring. And we've broken 2 new gardens with it, plus tilled my other 2 gardens with it this year, so it got quite the workout. We got a little over about 200 hours on it since we've had it. Overview on the tractor, I gotta say I'm really impressed with it. We only had two glitches with the tractor. First one was the dash. My tach quit working, so I never knew what RPM I was running at. And the second one was kind of my fault. It was getting cold out and I accidentally dumped summer fuel into it. And I thought it was winter fuel, and I had a gel problem, but I got that all sorted out. I'm ready for another oil change on it, which is going to be probably in about 150 hours, so I got another 10 hours to go before I'm going to give it an oil change. The oil in this thing, I'm really impressed with this tractor. This tractor has about 130 hours on this oil. This is going to be hot. I'm going to burn my fingers probably. There's 130 hours on this oil, and this oil is hardly even dirty. Like it's still like that's not even dirty oil. That's my fingers. On any other diesel engine, that would be black. And this is 130 hours on this oil. So I'm really impressed with that. So it's a very clean running engine. The other things with this tractor I'm really impressed with is the lift capability of the loader. I can lift anything I want. I can have no problem lifting anywhere from 1,100 pound to 1,200 pound bale with the loader. The only thing is I need counterweight, or I need ballast in the back wheels.
Add recommended wheel ballast or rear weight for stability. And that one is doubled up on another sticker down here. So that is recommended from Kioti.
Yeah, I'm going to put liquid into my back wheels for added weight. And I do have a counterweight built for it. And when I get into heavy situations, I will put the tiller on. And I usually don't like lifting and carrying with the tiller on because my tiller comes out about another 6 to 8 inches on either side.
Just wait, let's show that
so
in
my
reality
tiller comes
here.
out about here on both sides. So when I'm looking, I never look behind. So I end up tagging fence posts and cracking them. So I'm tired of changing them. So I just take it off after I'm done with the tiller. So I'm impressed with the lifting portion of the tractor. It's very stable when you're lifting. I've carried lots of bales in with it. Well, this year I carried last fall. Well, we have a video on it. I'm carrying in 15 bales.
Yeah, roughly.
15 bales?
One at a time.
Yeah, one at a time with the forks I built for that, for the bucket. The fuel economy on this tractor is phenomenal. I'm burning right now, when I'm working it, it burns about 2 liters an hour. So in a good 10-day-hour workout, I go through about 20 liters of fuel. So that's actually really that's very good for this. So it's cheap to run. For most part of it, I've had no problems with, besides the fuel and my dash, I've had no other problems. I keep the air filters clean. I'm not using a dusty area. I think it was this spring when I cleaned it, it was a little dirty because I was doing a whole bunch of work that was quite dusty, so that was expected. At first, I was kind of leery of buying a hydrostatic tractor, but with these dual pedals, man, I love them. I can go from forward to reverse just by moving my 1 foot over, like forward to reverse. And it makes so nice if you're doing jobs like tilling and you're going into really rough ground. You're not riding your clutch all the time to go nice and slow, and you're not slamming gears to, you know, get that right little perfect speed, or if it's too fast or then it's too slow. This way, sorry. This way I can always get an happy medium. So, you had explained something else to me. What should I talk about now? I forget.
Oh God.
We've had it for a year. I've had no dents in it, which makes me really, really happy. As you can tell, I really grease this thing well. Grease is cheap. I've greased this thing about, the loader gets greased every 10 hours regardless if I use it or not. It's just one of those things that there's 2, 4, 6, 8, there's 16 grease nipples just on the loader.
16.
Yeah, 2, 4, 6, 8, and 8 on that side, 16.
Okay, so show us all.
Yeah, so I got 2 here.
Yep.
Then I got these 2 here. Then I got these 2 here. Then I got
Wait, where are the last two?
and these 2 here, right here.
The two before.
Okay, and then these 2.
Ah, yeah, okay. There, thank you.
So, yeah, then I got a grease nipple underneath. Then there's a couple of grease nipples underneath the tractor, and that's. But those every 50 hours are according to the thing to grease them. But I grease them every third time I grease this. I give them a shot, and then it's all done.
So, if you had the chance, well, actually, not even if you had the chance, but looking back now, we bought the CK3510. Do you regret the buy, or should we have purchased a bigger one?
No, for the way I look at it, the 3510, in my personal experience, is probably big enough. I don't think I need one bigger. For what we're doing right now, for cleaning up, running the square baler, I can run a small swather, which is good for ditches anyways, because anything over a 10-foot swather is useless in a ditch anyways. You can run all that, so I don't really need a big tractor. It can lift what I need to lift. If I get a bigger tractor, I can't clean out half my corrals because then it's too much cumbersome to get in and out of stuff all the time. And this one I can get in and out perfectly. Maybe down the road, if I get some bigger equipment, then I might be looking at a bigger tractor. But for right now, this is more tractor is what we need. We use it for cutting all our firewood. I pulled out, well, there's another video. I pulled out some pretty big logs with this tractor in the winter time on snow.
Yeah.
And it took a bit, but it pulled it. And in the summertime, it will pull some pretty big logs.
Yeah.
Like with just being in four-wheel drive, just without ballast or nothing in the wheels, and she'll pull like crazy.
Yeah.
The only thing I have to do to this tractor is add wheel ballast. And I have my counterweight that I built in a previous video for this tractor. Is just to make it more stable. There's some stuff that we lift with the bucket. Once you start getting the bucket, if it's down low like this, it's good. But once the bucket starts getting up here,
Wait, okay.
about this high, then you could feel it. The tractor is a little, you can start feeling it because the back end is quite light. So with wheel ballast and a counterweight on it, that all goes away really quickly. Because when the tiller's on it, I can have this bucket all the way up with manure and stuff in the bucket, and it does not feel tippy at all. Without it, oh yeah, she feels you go
Yeah.
slow. This tractor is a solid steel cast differential. There is another one, I'm not going to say the name, but it's green. Has an aluminum one, and they're having problems because they're stressing out this part of the differential on it since it's aluminum, and they leak oil. So, and they're having a problem with it because they're constantly losing oil. And some of the ones with the aluminum rear ends, they don't have a hitch. Well, my hitch is missing. I took my hitch out because I can't have the hitch in when my tiller is on, and I just took my tiller off the other day, so I haven't slid my hitch back in. But and I like this. This is also nice because there's two pins. You slide your hitch in and you drop 2 pins in, then my hitch is in. So when I have to take my hitch out, I just pull these 2 pins, and I can just slide my. It's easy. It's easy to change hitches, like to change out the hitch. Like it's really. When they built this back end of this tractor, they really thought it out. It was very well designed.
How hard is it to take off the bucket?
Actually, the bucket is. This is the other cool thing. To take this bucket off, all you do is have to lift these up. I'm only going to do the one to unlock. Set the bucket down, dump it, and this just all slides away. Yeah, then you just pull this one. This is actually should just.
Okay, take it off, whatever.
Then I won't start it. I just kind of.
Okay.
It should just drop out of the way.
Okay, I'll just hold this here.
See now it's free. That's all it does. Then when you go to put it on, you just drive up to it, pick it up, lift it, lock it, then put your arms down, and it relocks into there, and it's just that easy.
Can you show us? What the heck? Hey, before you start it, when I take pictures of you starting the tractor, you're always turning that key, but you're always waiting. You want to explain what you're doing?
Okay, if you come here, can you see my dash?
Okay, just a sec. Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so I turn it to run. The computer cycles. So the computer runs all this quick diagnostics. So now the tack will go all the way up, go all the way down. Once the tack goes all the way back down, I'm ready to start.
There you go. Okay, hang on. Okay.
Give it a quick check, just make sure it's locked.
He's just checking to make sure it's locked.
If you, One way to tell too, if you can see the pin in here, that means it's locked. So, they're locked, so it's good.
Good.
The cool thing about this, any skid steer attachment will go onto this tractor, which makes it a really cool. So if I find a pallet forks, as long enough I can get one off a skid steer, like a cat or any skid steer, it'll fit on. Some of the tamper equipment that goes on it will all fit on it. If it fits on a skid steer, it'll go on. The only difference is the hydraulics might not be enough flow to run some of the hydraulics. Some of the sweepers and stuff that they have, I do not have, some of it doesn't have the flow, but you can also get it's a 3-point hitch pump and tank system for high volume. So you run the PTO to run your high volume oil flows for like sweepers and stuff. They do make them, they do sell them for this tractor, so they always find one way to get around all these little problems, which is I thought was quite unique. Actually, I got off that at Kioti Dirt Ridge or something like that. It comes on my Facebook all the time, and they some of these guys have some pretty cool stuff they do to their tractors. As far as that goes, let me think here for a minute. This is year end. I made it a year, no dents, no scratches. Which I'm really impressed because I bang up a lot of stuff. I'm not hard on equipment, it's just stuff happens.
Yeah.
Engine-wise, we haven't done nothing. We've done a pre-oil, we did our 50-hour oil change. We did a 100-hour service. I brought it in, got a 100-hour service done. I'm ready for a 150-hour oil change here in a short bit. And there was something else. the way they have everything on this tractor, the filter doesn't get dirty. It will get dirty, grant you, but just the way it's situated in the tractor, I can be in really dusty situations and it doesn't tend to get like clogged right away, which is nice. This is, if you're wondering, this is not an oil leak. One of my cows decided he was going to hitch on every frickin' hose coupler and popped them all off, and they leaked a little bit, and I haven't washed it. So it's not a leak. One of my cows was scratching on these, and he popped these two off, and I went to move it. I didn't know they were popped, and a little bit of oil ran out, and I never washed it off. So I don't have a pressure washer, so I have to bring it in and get it cleaned.
So what have we done with this tractor so far?
We've hauled wood out of the bush. And I'm not talking like a few trees. I'm talking like we did probably about 6 cord, 7 cord we pulled out of the bush.
Yeah.
It was all cut, pulled out, cut up. Well, then this spring we ran short, so we pulled a whole bunch out of the bush with it this year. We've hauled all the manure from our cows, piled it, turned it to compost it with this tractor last year. Then put it in the garden, then tilled it, broke 2 new gardens, one big one. Then we tilled our garden, then I tilled my neighbor's garden, and actually then that one, I probably put in at least a good 4 to 6 inches of manure into the garden, so that took me 2 hours just hauling manure into his garden. And then tilled it in, so that was another good workout for it. But yeah, it does everything I needed to do. It does it. It might take me another half an hour to do it because it's a smaller tractor, but I'd rather do it with this than do it by hand. You know, there's always a day that you always find yourself, yes, I could use a bigger tractor. But if you think about it, then you'll never like it. I always look at this, I'd rather use this than doing it by hand. And I know the capabilities of this tractor, and I don't go over. If instead of hauling 2 loads with the big tractor, so I carry 4 with this one. And if I got to do more, I just take my coffee with me. You know. But otherwise, it's been a really good tractor. It's always started. It never left us high and dry. I got it stuck once, but I got it out. Actually, I was in this area, actually. I got into a place where the water was running, and I thought, it's sandy soil. I should just burn right through it. Nope. It went down pretty quick.
Yep. So all these trees that we're looking at right now.
Yeah, they're coming out. They're coming to our part.
Our place, yeah. We're just down the road from our place, actually.
Yeah.
So the beavers, just wait.
This used to be where we're filming is my neighbor's property. Actually, it's his sister's property. This used to be a homestead. We're in the homestead corral here, and if you point over there, the house used to be in that area over there.
Oh, okay. House used to be around here.
When we first moved up here, this was beautifully treed in.
Yeah.
And the beavers literally destroyed it. There's a natural spring in here that runs all year round, and yeah, they've wrecked it.
Okay, hang on. The spring is just beyond that fence line there, and then there's the dugout over there.
That dugout is also filled by the same spring.
Yeah, and this was all trees. Like 5 years ago, this was all trees, and this has all been destroyed by beavers. I mean, beavers got to do their thing, right? But now they want it cleaned up. They want these trees gone. So we're going to come in here and just start hauling and cutting. And this is going to become our winter firewood. Also, we're going to go up to our neighbors. You've seen the videos of us hauling bales for Marion up the hill. We're going to go and get some of her trees too. We might end up with 2 to 3 years of firewood this year.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
Yeah. Okay. Do you got anything else you'd like to add?
Yeah, one thing.
Okay, wait. Oh, Okay.
Okay, I just better distance. My hand on straight now.
It's never on straight. It's okay though, as close as it's gonna get.
That's a problem with the welder. Nothing's on straight. Like I said, I'd recommend this tractor to anybody who's looking for one. I like this tractor. I really love this tractor. It's done everything I need it to do. And there's a few things I really love about this tractor that make it comfortable. And after running this tractor for a year, I'm really impressed. Just give me 1 second. All the other tractors that I was looking at, my hydraulic lever control is here. When you're moving, like moving a lot of manure where you got to do a lot of loader functions, here is very uncomfortable. Here, if I had an armrest, oh, I'd be in my heyday. I can run, drive, and do everything here, and I'm not like leaning over all the time to run loader. Then my foot pedals. Being hydrostatic, some have the pedal here, then you got your reverse back here. So this way I just go back and forth, back and forth. Everything is good. My brake, if I hold that on there like that, now my brake is locked, so there's my emergency, or my park brake. Just push it again, it's off. Everything how they did on this tractor, they actually thought about the person using it, and they made it easy for use, which I really, really enjoy. To put my tractor into four-wheel drive.
Wait.
Oh, to put the tractor in four-wheel drive, I just push the lever down. If I need to lock up my back tires, they got this bent one here. It push it down, then now my back wheels are solid.
How do you get it back up?
You just lift
okay.
it up. Some of the tractors you touch the brake, and the bigger ones you touch the brakes, but this one you got to hold it down. Yeah. Everything I use, everything is handy. Like all your levers are close by. So these are my remotes for my I got two remotes on the back. This is for my 3-point hitch, then my loader. And yeah, that's, and the PTO's on that side.
What's that little black thing for?
This thing?
Yeah.
Well, that's to lock my
Gotcha.
hydraulics. Yeah, this is your hydraulic lever. So if you're doing something and you don't want your bucket to be moved, you can lock it. I usually lock it if I'm always jumping off of this side all the time, so I don't stag and accidentally drop the bucket or something. So.
Okay.
But all in all, I really enjoy this working with this tractor. It's very nice to use. Normally we can use this tractor for about 2 weeks before I have to add fuel.
Yep.
And that's like I have a barrel I put in the bucket to water the cows and fill up their other water because I don't have enough hose and I don't feel like. So I put a 45-gallon drum. I lay it down in the bucket. Then I just go around. I fill it up, and I just go around and just filling up all the water things. We have one for bubbles, and then I have another one when we're done milking. They can come out. It's just a calf sled, big deep calf sled, and I just fill it full of water. That way, when the cows are done milking, they can go have water and drink. So I haul water just to them because I don't have enough hose to run out. So, but it just helps out for all the little chores. And in spring when we were feeding, I would just go feed the cows with it. So yeah, for a small farm, actually even a big farm, this tractor is very handy. And yeah, if you have any questions about it that I might forget to say on this video, please give me a comment. I'll try to answer it to the best of my knowledge.
All right, thanks guys, and we'll see you next time.
Yes, and just take it easy.
Yeah, next week we'll have a video on our bees and what happened to us this winter with our hives.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see ya.
Until then, just remember, have a good one.
Yep.